There is this one type of woman a narcissistic man can never get over, no matter how beautiful, talented, or rich the woman he meets later in life are. He simply cannot move on from this one. And let me tell you, this woman is not the one who exposed him, gave him a befitting reply, met no contact, cried for him, begged for him, or gave him endless chances. This woman is the one who touched his most sensitive nerves, the kind he can never get over. But here is what nobody tells you, it's not what she said, what you did or proved, it's something else, something that got under his skin in a way even he does not understand. Let's talk about it in today's episode. I'm Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Welcome to my channel. In this episode, I am going to talk about the only type of woman a narcissistic man can never get over. Before revealing it to you, make sure to download the free guide I've created, which answers top 10 questions asked by every survivor of narcissistic abuse. And this guide is free. Click the link in the description and get instant access. A narcissist can never get over the woman who walked away without saying a word, because silence is the one language they cannot decode, control, or corrupt. Narcissists live off reaction. Needless to say, they need you to cry, beg, explain, and defend. Every word you speak becomes a thread they pull to drag you back into their web. But when you walk away quietly, you give them nothing, no fight to win or emotion to feed on. The only time a narcissist truly feels abandoned, defeated, is when someone leaves without explanation, period. For them, closure is your reaction, screaming, crying, or helplessness. Disappearing without a word is their worst nightmare because they never see it coming. They always want to be the one who gets away, the one who ends the relationship, has the last say, and that too on their terms. In their world, they decide the expiration date. But when you walk away silently, you scatter their roadmap and leave them with no clue. Like, how do I control now? They don't know. They replay that silence over and over and search for meaning. Was it contempt? Was it power? Was it indifference? Their ego cannot handle unpredictability because their entire existence depends on controlling the narrative. And in that quiet exit, you stole the one thing they crave more than love. What is it? Can you guess? Significance. To a narcissist, your silence becomes a mirror showing them who they really are. They are powerless, irrelevant, and actually small. You become a wound that festers, and they cannot close it because there is no closure to manipulate, no ending to rewrite. You did not disappear as their victim. You walked away as a leader, ending things on your own terms, like a queen. And that is what haunts a male narcissist forever. Because for the first time, they met someone who did not need validation, revenge, or closure. You did not write long paragraphs explaining you did not make threats. You simply vanished. And that left them face to face with themselves. That is their worst form of punishment. When a narcissist chooses their victim, they never choose someone who can give them a taste of their own medicine. They thought you would always be naive, always orbiting around them, or at worst, giving them hints that you were planning your escape, that you were still impacted by them. They believed you could never survive without them, that you would collapse financially and emotionally under the weight of their mind games. But guess what? You shattered them. And that realization hits every assessment they made about you, proves it was wrong. The you were far more resilient than they ever imagined. In terms of strength, they were nowhere near you. They thought they would easily replace you, but that plan failed too. Narcissists are drawn to powerful women. That's contrary to popular belief. They can't resist the challenge, but once they have them, they can't handle them either. And no matter how hard they try, they cannot replace your spark, resilience, or strength. Every new person they chase is an attempt to prove they still have power. But deep down, they know it is fake. No matter how many faces they collect, your absence echoes louder than any new supply. They stalk your life from the shadows. They search for cracks, proof that you are unhappy, that you're struggling, that you miss them, but they fail miserably. Your thriving is undeniable. They need evidence that you are financially unstable or lonely without them, yet they cannot find a single sign of it. That's why they post pictures. And when they see you calm, glowing, and unbothered, that is when they lose the sleep of their night. Because your peace exposes their failure more brutally than your anger ever could. Deep down, they know they will never meet another woman like you again. The one who did not compete, explain, or beg, just simply left. The one who taught them through silence that love cannot be owned, it cannot be tamed, cannot be controlled, no matter how powerful they are. You became the unhealed chapter in their story, unclosed, the one they cannot talk about, the one they cannot rewrite. And every time they try to fill that void with noise, they are reminded of the woman who taught them that silence can roar louder than any scream, which is why they talk about you everywhere they go. What truly drives them insane is how your life continued to bloom after they left. You did not just survive, truly you evolved, didn't you? You rebuilt your life piece by piece without their name attached to your progress. They expected you to crawl, but you soared. They expected you to wait, but you healed. They expected you to snap, but you became the version of yourself they secretly wished they could be. They scroll through your success, your smile, peace, and pretend not to care. But every glimpse of your growth feels like raw salt on their ego. They can't stand that the chaos they planted became the soil for your transformation. You turned the pain they gave you into power, and that makes them feel irrelevant in a story they once thought they authored. And the irony, they still talk about you like I told you. And it's not loud. They go behind your back. They're too proud for that. They mention you in fragments, comparing every new partner with you secretly, stalking your mannerisms through others, and search for your essence in people who will never match your energy somehow. Because deep down, they know you were the one thing real in their entire illusion. They never wanted to accept it. What they cannot get over is not just your silence, it's your evolution. You proved that love does not need to destroy you to be powerful, that endings can be graceful. And sometimes revenge is not in returning in pain, but in outgrowing it completely. You became their unfinished story, unresolved puzzle, and a lifelong reminder that the person they underestimated became the proof that they were never as powerful as they thought. And ultimately, what breaks them is your indifference. See, they were ready for your anger. They were ready for your tears. They were even ready for your hate. But nothing prepares a narc for being forgotten. The absence of your attention is the slowest kind of death to their ego. They built their whole sense of superiority on your emotional availability. And now that you have withdrawn it, they are left screaming in silence, unheard, unseen, and unneeded. They start replaying every moment, every word, trying to find the exact point they lost control, like they ruminate actually. But they can't because it wasn't one moment, it was years of humiliation, gaslighting, and manipulation that finally led you to choose peace over chaos. You became something they can never ever touch again, in a way untouchable. You no longer need their validation, their attention, or closure from anyone, and that makes you dangerous to not only them, but every narcissist who crosses your path. That is what I had to share with you today. I hope you liked the message. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let's end the episode here. Thank you so much. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.